See the touch करता मैम ट्राई किया मैं क्या करूँगी 48 at least aim for 55 then you will get 53 हमारे क्लास में एवरेज 40 पे सब you all are not supposed to be average. Average means you don't have to be happy with average. Average you put the highest क्या ना वो बोल. Highest 59 वो देखो बस. Don't make yourself feel happy. Average 40 so you will make yourself feel happy that I got average 40 I got 49. वो करना चाहिए. Highest देखो 59 था और मुझे मिला है 49. वो देखो उसका प्लीज एवरेज का सोचने का कोशिश करो. What is 49 and 59 का एवरेज? That's कम 49 59 का एवरेज है. 49 और 59 का एवरेज it will be something between 49 and 59 57 कितना होगा 54 it is 49 ना 49 54 how I calculate it 49 और 59 दोनों का डिफरेंस कितना है 10 हाफ क्या है 5 10 का हाफ is 5 so 49 plus 5 that will be that सिर्फ means one mark only that person has lost तो तुम भी लाते अगर सिर्फ है तो just खुद को ना तुम लोग करने की कोशिश करते हो ना मैं ट्राई तो किया ठीक है ट्राई किया बट नेक्स्ट टाइम ट्राई इवन मोर तो इस चीज में सैटिस्फाइड करके बैठोगे तो आगे क्या होगा देन यू से हां लास्ट टाइम 49 मिला था अभी बस 3 मार्क कम मिला है ऐसे नहीं करते मैम the students scratched they had got yesterday then what and then when no it's on each test now how are you calculating it? I was not calculating it. I just finished for scratch. I got some cat food for it. So जितना कैसे so जितना हम लोग रखे विकास का नहीं विकास वाले को कैप्चर होते नहीं वो खाली पैकेट में रहते वो देते अच्छा ठीक है तो फिर मैंने चुराया फोन को लेके आई थिंक नॉट टेक यू पड़ा और मैं ट्राई सो individual packets 85 आते हैं so but it's for cats I think it's that tuna and it's for 2 to 12 months it's for the baby owner otherwise may not give you the balance so then you must prepare and check that I got 4 of this अच्छा टोटली फर्स्ट टू फॉग फॉग को एक दिन नॉट दैट हम बहुत और क्या 4 लाइन की कोई है हां तो इन बोलो उसका फॉग के पूरे लेवल पे फॉग Last time we had done which will, right?
आपके मेरे एग्जाम में आ रहा है वो मैडम का
Yeah.
इसके बाद फॉर्म के बाद
I'm planning to go another job. आ रहा है होली एग्जाम में आ रहा है
मैम होली भी मैडम राइट का बस आ रहा है
हर बार एक्साइटेड को ऐसा but last time he said one, we did that, and now suddenly he's still not. हाँ, मेरे को बता तेरा show me. It's right. अब आपने चैप्टर वो हिस्ट्री का पढ़ा है ना, उसके अगले दिन है ना स्कूल में मतलब ये उसका एक्सप्लेनेशन कर रहा था, पूरा अच्छे से बोल के, और क्या? क्लास के पूरे स्टार्ट से पूरा थर्ड पार्ट तक आप एक बोल दे. On your own. What is it? बोल अभी बोल क्या है तेरा Just now you said नहीं मैम ने सब करा दिया है heard that होली उसको नहीं कर बस what is this thing that yes personification
मैम trying for surgery the kind of only the midnight visitor
wait I'm coming you see first madam guys the bus है क्या अभी नहीं है ना तो क्लास के बाहर भी show me now
बिल्कुल भी नहीं है हमारा सिलेबस ही
चेक कर सिलेबस अभी कुछ है तो अभी बोल
मैम देखो क्या क्या है लेटर टू गॉड नेल्सन मंडेला द स्टोरीज अबाउट फ्लाइट फ्रॉम द डायरी ऑफ एन फ्रैंक glimpses of India dust of snow fire and ice the tiger in the blue how to tell the ball for Amanda trying for surgery the big story the midnight visitor the question of pressure
क्या
question of trust हो गया
हो गया है the story midnight question of trust is that not that he is a woman that he is cheated by another thief. वो lady in red comes, she tells him to open the lock. अरे कुछ मतलब chocolates को बोलते हैं फिर और बाहर जाते हैं. वो क्या बोल रहे हैं हम बिल्डिंग में
मैम नहीं मैं एब्सेंट रहूंगा
इधर भी एब्सेंट रहूंगा स्कूल में भी एब्सेंट रहूंगा तो क्या और क्या पढ़ क्या करते हैं लेटर ग्रामर
feeling section
directed to the editor letter of placing order complete inquiry letter based on available situation. Okay, formal letter order.
मैम वही करते हैं मैडम राइट
Okay, let's do form now. Wow. Oh my God, Sandberg. Amazing.
अरे यार
उधर साइड में कोई एक्स्ट्रा प्लेस क्या है कुछ नहीं है एलर्जी मुझे पता है क्या एलर्जी होती है हुआ कम हियर क्या एलर्जी होती है देखो मैं क्या एलर्जी होती है आई विल गेट योर एलर्जी ट्रीटमेंट कम हियर कुछ फटाफट is that attendance sheet? You have signed it?
we have said
Girls?
yes
Why you don't sign first only? Okay, so fog. The fog comes. Fog. But like the fog comes on little cat feet, which sits looking over harbor and city on silent columns and then moves on. So what have they personified? A cat. The fog is like a cat. How does a cat come silently? It doesn't make any noise. And the cat sits and moves. So like that only they have said that the fog comes and then it stays over the city and then it moves on. Okay. So the fog comes on little cat feet. Okay, so first underline circle the word fog and write personification. Okay, then fog has been personified. It's been given human qualities. On little cat feet. Cat feet went down quiet and graceful movements. How does a cat move? Quietly and gracefully. So quiet and graceful movements. It sits looking over harbor and sea. Okay, it still sits looking means the fog is there only. So they are saying that it is looking at the harbor and the city. On silent haunches. Silent haunches is written on haunches. Sitting with knees bent. Like how a cat would sit. So like that they are saying that the fog comes. It sits looking over harbor and city on silent haunches. And then moves. Okay. Then move on. What you need to write, I'm telling you, rhyme scheme right now. Keywords. Rhyme scheme is keywords.
हम ऐसे सब पूछेंगे क्या ए बी बी को लिख के हम सब तो पूछ रहे हैं
हो सकता है वो लोग पैसे देंगे और फिर उस पर लिख लेंगे चीज पर रhyme scheme क्या है? Words की words. Passage of see. Words ERS. See, they might ask you the same passage. Or they give you a different paragraph. Like they do even in figures of speech. Where they give you a different sentence. And they'll ask you which figure of speech is this similar to. Actually, we have to write we have to write rhyme scheme of the to write that. So what is asked? Hostility of the paragraph only. And ideally, one para is that way that the entire poem will be correct. You can't change. But it will be figures. But not and go your price. Don't be any chance. यार मैंने यही नहीं किया था मुझे लगा दिया है और then next figure of speech personification you have written even where it is written it sits looking over harbor and city. It sits looking, that's also personification. It sits looking. What is looking? More than that, it is a personification because we are talking about the fog which is sitting and looking. Okay, I'm giving you, you understand what you enchantment is there. Okay, so where what is the enchantment? Where there are no punctuation. So you can see comes ke baad, looking ke baad, city, haunches. There's no punctuation. So that is enchantment. can somewhere write down. Down at the bottom you can write. For, put an arrow, right arrow. Enter stealthily. Enter stealthily. STEAL. HTAL. PHIL. STEAL. Then PHIL. Stealthily means quiet. Then arrow stays for some time. Stays there for some time. Stays for some time. That arrow engulfs everything. Engulfs. ENGULFS. Engulfs means covers everything. Engulfs everything. You can arrow again. Disappears suddenly and quiet. Okay, so as quietly as it enters, it disappears. And that's what the last one is. And that is understood. Clean, write down, clean. I'm giving you the points. Mysterious nature of form.
Very much.
अभी देखते हैं अभी क्या समझते हैं mysterious nature of form. Okay, so what was mysterious? It came quietly, it saw quietly, and it left. So that's what you're just for. Second part, second point, significance of small events. How? Because this is a small thing that has happened, but for a person who's observing, it has so much significance. Significance of small events. It's even events which you may consider not important can hold a lot of meaning and importance and have an impact in your lives. Third point right now, highlighting the beauty of the world. This is simply to do with nature. Right? The beauty of the world. Things that we tend to ignore. Not mean any idea. Okay, and figure of speaking, you will write down the imagery also. There's constant imagery from the beauty of the world. Imagery we have because how are you understanding the poem? You're creating an image in your mind, right? So that's image. Write down imagery also. Good cycle is whatever it is. Get that of poem and that. Then it's written the fog comes on little cat feet. So cat feet metaphor. Referring to fog. What is metaphor? One thing implies another. So your cat feet, right in bracket, the metaphor and right in brackets referring to fog. So how is the fog moving? Quietly, and it's moving seriously. It's moving swiftly. It's moving quietly. Okay. These are the three adjectives that you can write there. The movement of the fog itself. Now you are asking that 6 months. 6 months would not be usually what is mentioned in the poem. If it comes, it would be a deeper meaning of it. That's why you can write 6 months. Otherwise, yeah, but they written you can write in one line or let's say course. But actually it is much. So if that comes, if that totally we can manage कर रहा है इसका मतलब वो अपने दिमाग में कुछ और चला रहा है और सुबह वो नहीं मैं जो बोल रही हूँ उसके ध्यान दे इनको लेकर ये पूरे किया था क्या उधर पूछता है मैम के स्कूल में 2 मिनट में खत्म किया मेरे को समझा ही नहीं तो बोलेगा ये मैम ने इतने टाइम तक किया तो भी मेरे को कुछ नहीं ध्यान दे okay so got it what is the question so what I was telling you if that 6 month thing comes then on the basis of these 3 points that I give you mysterious nature significance of small events highlighting the beauty on the basis of this you can then elaborate your 6 months first you start with what the poet has said, how the fog comes. It resembles a cat that comes quietly on its haunches, sits and moves quietly, no one even notices it. Right? And then you mention about these people events. Likelihood is less against it if it was.
इवन पोयम से तो भी ऐसे कुछ ज्यादा ऐसे कुछ ना है चैप्टर के अपने से भी ऐसा है जिसको पेंसिल पर तेरा का इलैबोरेट करो रिलैक्स तो ऐसे कुछ ना है
ऐसा ऐसा आ सकता है या 2 चैप्टर्स या 2 पोयम में एक चैप्टर
पिछले साल आया था वो मांगे शायद
वो कंबाइन करके आ सकते ऐसा मैं बोलूं मांगे शरद को पता किसके साथ आया था
तो मांगे शायद
that has 3 parts I'm not talking about the parts I'm talking about the entire chapter or the entire poem like अगर फॉग है वो फॉग का एक पूछ सकते हैं और उससे जस्ट रिलेटेड just of small significance of small events
तो वो वाला क्वेश्चन आता है ना
ये तो what we are saying is not thinking on that हमने क्या बोला कि तू उसको इलैबोरेट कर तो सडनली अपना ही कुछ बोलता है जो लिंक नहीं है
हम ये फॉरवर्ड
क्या यही तो बोल रही हूँ व्हाट डिड शी से तो अपना ही बोलने में बिजी है तू सुनना नहीं है व्हाट डिड शी से बॉयज दोनों भी वैसे ही हो small events so how you can combine a goal
जैसे हमारा मतलब टेस्टोस्टेरोन में जो मतलब जो दिखा वो सिग्नलिंग एक्सप्रेशंस का जो है
that's small
रेवेन्यू के ऊपर डैश मिली थी
speak it try in English na baba
that's just for the changes
yeah what did she
for payment quietly and
so how will you relate form to significance
because someone who is deeply and he could imagine that what happened
imagine
that out of
with imagination of that he's observing it
basically what he does
he's actually seen it he's felt it and he's written it ये तो रियल है ना you all understood what significance of small event अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन आएगा what will you write for
it ये क्या कहते हैं it appears learning of the full significance of the post it comes quietly and associates disappeared.
Now you are listening, huh? The transfer. How will you relate it to significant years?
Experience.
What are we talking about? Seriousness, or are we talking about significance of what? How will you explain that? Does talks know how will you explain that you know? This how will you explain? You have to learn to answer the question as per what is asked. Now this is setting you thinking, no? तो सोच के क्या लिखेंगे? What is the deep meaning of it? These three themes that I gave you, no, that only is the deeper meaning of it. Right? See, how many times you must have seen fog? How often do we look at it? How often do we observe it? How often do we compare it to something else? Like here, how we compare it to a cat. Do we ever think so much about it? Second thing was nature. We ever observe nature, okay? I just put the window and you are good. Yes. Right? So yes. How often do we observe the people feel of it, basically? Just leave it at that. If you see fog, very often it appears misty. Right? How often I get sad and thought about it? Just oh wow. And I just started to see the leaves. बंदर अपना काम करते हैं फोन करेंगे सो जाएंगे काम करेंगे So mind isn't that to me, but never have we, not only you, all of us, how often do we? But forget the rain, now there are trees around, there's nature around. How often do we
आज के टाइम पे जब नहीं आ रही तो खिड़की से बाहर देख के ये सारा
खिड़की से बाहर भी देखते हैं कौन वो ऑब्जर्व करता है खिड़की से बाहर देखते कि अपना दिमाग
बेड इधर है और बड़ा सा खिड़की इधर है आप सोता भी करके तो देख लेते हो फिर सब कुछ ऐसा दिखता है ना मतलब पहाड़ सब दिखता है
but what I'm saying of the Pahad, the mountains that you see, how often do you look and think deeply about it? You will see, that's what I'm saying, you will see in your
सोते रहता हूँ देखिए
you all have your resource box. To open that work who has it open it because I don't want that
नेक्स्ट चैप्टर तो चालू करेंगे
करेंगे आप
इसके बाद वाले चाहिए
which volume number is that? 3.
देखो मैं लाता हूँ पेज नंबर
observation of relationship between man and his understanding of the natural world. That's the page number 3.
पेज नंबर क्या है? 53. By reading also we get a this is after the response. Page number So Carl August Sandburg was an American poet, writer, editor. He won this prize. I'm reading the next part. Central idea of the poem. You don't have the textbook. This also. Fog is an aspect of nature. We don't really get a sense of conflict between man and natural world in the poem. Conflict between man and nature is even that poem.
Please,
Nature.
then children.
That's conflict between man and nature. Because nature is right. And this is the opposite. No conflict. So rather we see in this poem more of an observation of the relationship between man and his understanding of the natural world. The poet Karl Sandburg, in his poem, Fog describes fog as a cat. The description of fog as a living creature shows the poet's interest in the wonders and beauties of nature. To him, the coming of fog resembles the way a cat comes silently on little feet. Like a cat, the fog sits on its haunches, that is fixed, and like a cat's gaze, that's a fixed look. The fog looks over the harbor and the city. Just like a cat keeps moving and hardly stays at one place, the fog also moves on and vanishes. It is a poem that reflects Sandberg's interest in the natural world and beautifully captures a moment or two when the fog came moving in over the harbor waters, a powerful image given life to a metaphorical cat. The poem is an extended metaphor. The poet uses the metaphor of a cat to describe the fog. The fog comes in space and envelops everything in its cold silently. Most imperceptible. Before moving on, it sits looking over the harbor and the city. Before disappearing in feline mystery. Feline is because cat. Cat is a feline. The simple metaphors and imaginary he uses to captivate our imagination and emotions and ideas of surprise, awe, and fear to name a few. Short poem of 6 lines, 3 words, does not have a regular rhyme scheme. Lines are short. See this. By keeping the line short, the poet is controlling the pace, keeping it slow. As one reads, one has to slow down because one is not too certain about the next word or line. This reflects the slow fog rolling in. Just like the fog doesn't come suddenly, no? So just like the fog comes slowly, that's why he's written the poem also in small short lines so that we can't read it fast. So that represents the slow pace of the fog. So deep. There is it on. As one reads, one has to slow down because one is not too certain about the next word or line. This reflects the slow fog rolling in, the brevity. Brevity means short. Brevity, to keep something brief is brevity. To the brevity, and yet the effect of the poem is amazing. What did you guys see? Analogy. Comparison of a fog to a cat. Write down that also in your analogy. Metaphor, use of cat referring to fog. Imagery, fog is the cat and the cat is the fog. So that's imagery relevant here. Try to see there is no lines. See that poem interpretation, that paragraph. Can you all see it? Interpretation. In the poem, the poet describes the natural phenomenon of fog. Fog came stealthily and quietly like a cat. Here, The poet had compared the sneaky movement of fog with a cat. The way a cat sits and looks over something for a short duration of time and then moves away. Similarly, fog too hovers above over the harbor and city silently for some time and then retreats after observing. Got it? See, then there are a lot of question answers also. So when you are reading all that, you will get it even better understanding. Whenever you understand it, guys. So, up for the course. Okay, and we are at the chapters. And we will see that. Last week, we have done consumer message. No, but that other time have we done? Also, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
All eyes on you. It is very. I think we'll do one thing. Let's do Bholi. After Bholi, if we have time and whatever time we have, we'll do it. It's good for you all because see, unseen is always going to come also. Not for all.
Roman for me is also.
Actually, let me stop on the Roma.
It comes in the to be the comes in MCA exam.
We lose marks. So see, we have got 40 and 40 and 49 and 48 equation. दिखाएंगे हम बड़े एक्सपर्ट ये 40 है ना
29 है ना
ये 28 को लगी था
28.5 ना
नहीं पहले 27.5 होते थे 22
चलो let's बोलो now while we are doing again pay attention I'll give you all those one word answers question next one it's like the story of a movie because this
ये भी WhatsApp में बना है
last chapter इसमें क्या किया
which will be hotel
No, I'm talking about this book. What's the last chapter we did? Making of a scientist, the necklace we have finished. What is this like you have to do? If you have to see other book, this book we have left with Bholi and Mangal same here. Okay. Let's start. Girls, what happened? I was See the second last chapter of the last. Okay, let's start. From a very childhood, Bholi was neglected at home. Why did one teacher take special interest in her? Did Bholi measure up to her teacher's expectations? Find out. Now pay attention. Her name was Sulekha. But since her childhood, everyone had been calling her Shall I start? Now let's start.
Okay.
What is our completion?
This chapter over is asking you this chapter. But ma'am, it's a three dimensional.
Boys do that, I can still understand. Now without getting let's start. Her name was Sulekha, but since her childhood, everyone had been calling her Bholi, the simpleton. She was the fourth daughter of Nambartar Ramlal. Nambartar, write down revenue officer. Revenue officer, that's a Nambartar. Pay attention to all the minute. Revenue officer. When she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot on her head, and perhaps it had damaged some part of her brain. So, how had her head got damaged? By falling off. Yes, by a fall from the cot, and she fell on her head. How old was she then? 10 months. That was why she remained a backward child. Backward means her mental development was slow and came to be known as Bholi the simpleton. See, it's hardly Bholi Bhali like they say, no? At birth, the child was very fair and pretty. But when she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox. Only the eyes were saved, but the entire body was permanently disfigured by deep black pock marks. That it happens in chicken pox, where you get marks. So her entire body was affected by those marks that she developed due to smallpox. Little Sulekha could not speak. Okay, when at what age had she got developed the smallpox? Age of 2 years. Little Sulekha could not speak till she was 5. And when at last she learned to speak, she stammered. The other children often made fun of her and mimicked her. Mimic means they used to tease her by copying. As a result, she talked very little. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. How many? 3 sons and 4 daughters. And the youngest of them was Bholi. Yes. It was a prosperous farmer's household, and there was plenty to eat and drink. All the children except Bholi were healthy and strong. The sons had been sent to the city to study in schools and later in colleges. Of the daughters, Radha, the eldest, had already been married. The second daughter, Mangla's marriage, had also been settled, and when that was done, Ramlal would think of the third, Champa. So they were the sons? City should study. There is a father and mother were there, but now we are talking about the children. The children were grown up, the boys were grown up, and they were sent to the city to study. But during those days, they used to not educate children. Now this story is written by K. Abbas. He died sometime in 1987. So he must have written the story much. So what about the other 3 children? The eldest was Radha, married. Second was Mangla. Then it was already planned, and the third was Champa. So after he would get Mangla married, he would think of Champa. They were very good. They were good-looking, healthy girls, and it was not difficult to find the right rules for them. But Ramlal was worried about Bholi. She had neither good looks nor intelligence. Right? So he was worried that about who would marry her. First, she was neither beautiful nor was she intelligent. Bholi was 7 years old when Mangla was married. The same year, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. Then Bholi was how old? 7 years old. And who was Mangla? Second, right? The second eldest. So she had got married and this girl was 7 years old at that time. The Tehsildar Sahab came to perform its opening ceremony. Tehsildar is the senior person over there in the street. So he came to perform the opening ceremony. He said to Ramlal, as a revenue official, you are the representative of the government in the village, and so you must set an example to the villagers. You must send your daughters to school. Correct? Because they have just started with it, so they want to promote it, and he said that you have to set an example. So you send your girls to school. That night, when Ramlal consulted his wife, she cried, are you crazy? If girls go to school, who will marry them? This is during those days, when girls used to be more educated, then the boys would not want to marry them because they are more educated than the boys. That's why they don't want them to settle. But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tehsildar. At last, his wife said, I will tell you what. Send Bholi to school. Right? So they find a middle way. We can't send our other girls, so let's send Bholi. As it is, there is little chance of getting her married with her ugly face and lack of sense. Let the teachers at school worry about it. What did they think? That this Bholi is anyway good for nothing. What is going to happen of her life, we don't know. So we might as well send her to school. Let the teachers see what they have to do. So that way they would keep the Tehsildar also happy. The next day, Ramlal caught Bholi by the hand and said, come with me. I will take you to school. Bholi was frightened. She did not know what a school was like. She remembered how a few days ago that old cow Lakshmi had been turned out of the house and sold. No, 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 no. She shouted in terror, pulled her hand away from her father's hip. So what is she afraid now?
She thought this father was going to send us.
Well, me also off, or he's going to send me off somewhere just like they sold off the old cow Lakshmi, right? Because the old cow will be of no use to them. So she has that feeling inside her that I am good for nothing. So they are going to get rid of this. What's the matter with you? Shivam, what's the matter with you? Pay attention. Where is it? What I'm reading? What's the matter with you? You fool, shouted Ramlal. I'm only taking you to school. Then he told his wife, let her wear some decent clothes today, or else what will the teachers and the others neighbors think of us when they see her? So what does this line tell you? He's saying make her wear good clothes today. Never. Yeah, because she used to be at home, they used to just make her wear any, worn out clothes of her sisters and all. New clothes had never been made for Bholi. The old dresses of her sisters were passed on to her, right? She was the youngest. So when they outgrew those clothes, they used to make her wear. No one cared to mend or wash her clothes. But today, she was lucky to receive a clean dress which had shrunk after many washings and no longer fitted her. मैं वो पेज पे इधर उधर everywhere you're making drawings. और वो जो पहले PTM है ना वो दिन भी देखिए आप. पहले उसके साथ बात की तो संडे को और इन क्लास so new clothes had never been made to Bholi. Where was I? But today she was lucky to receive a clean dress which had shrunk after many washings and no longer fitted chapka. She was even bathed and oil was rubbed into her dry and patted head. She was made to dress up very well. Only then did she begin to believe that she was being taken to a place better than her home. So she believed that because she was being dressed up well. So she felt I'm being taken to a place better than my home. When they reached the school, the children were already in their classes. Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress. Left alone, the poor girl looked about her with fear-laden eyes. Fear-laden means with fear, yes, very well. It was the first day she was uncertain of what is going to be right. There were several rooms, and in each room, girls like her squatted on mats. Squatted is sat on the floor with crossed legs on mats, reading from books or writing on slates. This was the old government in villages how you have even now. So similar thing. The headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms. Bholi did not know what exactly a school was like and what happened there. But she was glad to find so many girls, almost of her own age, present there. She hoped that one of these girls might become a friend, right? It was very likely that this girl was alone and lonely and didn't have any friends because the friends that she had, they used to tease her. So she used to stay away from them and she used to not go out also much. So now what was the hope that she had? That at least, yes, at least I'll be some friends. The lady teacher was in the class was saying something to the girls, but Bholi could understand nothing. She looked at the pictures on the wall. The colors fascinated her. The horse was brown, just like the horse on which the Sita had come to visit their village. The goat was black, like the goat of their neighbor. The parrot was green, like the parrot she had seen in the mango orchard. And the cow was just like their Lakshmi. And suddenly, Bholi noticed that the teacher was standing by her side, smiling at her. What's your name, little one? She couldn't pronounce it, right? She was stammering. She could stammer no further than that. Then she began to cry, and tears flowed from her eyes in a helpless flood. She kept her head down as she sat on the corner, not daring to look up at the girls who she knew were still laughing at her. So again, her confidence was shaken. She couldn't even pronounce her name, and all the other girls were laughing at her. When the school bell rang, all the girls scurried out of the classroom. Ran out. But Bholi dared not leave her falling. Her head still lowered. She kept on sobbing. You all must have seen that Charlie's Audio, right? That also what happens. All the children go and this Ishan. He's in the room and then Amit Khan comes. Similar kind of a scene. So her head still lowered, she kept on sobbing. Fully. The teacher's voice was so soft and soothing. In all her life, she had never been called like that. It touched her heart. So the teacher called her very affectionately. Get up, said the teacher. It was not a command, but just a friendly suggestion. We got up. Now, tell me your name. Sweat broke out over her whole body. Would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? For the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. She had such a soothing voice. She would not laugh at her. She began to stammer. Well done, well done. The teacher encouraged her. Come on, now, what do you mean? Bholi. At last, she was able to say it and felt relieved as if it was a great achievement. Well done. The teacher patted her affectionately and said, put the fear out of your heart and you will be able to speak like everyone else. Bholi looked up as if to ask, really? So what was the suggestion made by the teacher? Remove all the fear from you. And how did she encourage her? By patting her, by encouraging her that yes, you can do it. She did not put her down. Yes, yes, it will be very easy. So now she can't believe because how she has been brought up at home is she's always been put down by her parents also. That she's good for nothing. Yes, yes, it will be very easy. You just come to school every day. Will you come? Only not. Not it means in a yes. No, say it aloud. Yes. And only her son was astonished that she had been able to say it. So now with the teacher's encouragement, she would be this. Didn't I tell you? Now take this book. Why did the teacher say, didn't I tell you? Yes. Yes. She said, take out your fear and you be able to speak and explain yes. Now, whole part. So she said, oh, did I tell you? Now take this. The book was full of nice pictures, and the pictures were in color. Then you have that animal book, colorful pictures. Dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and a cow, just like that. And in every picture was a word in big black letters. Like if it's a cat, you have CAT written there. If it's a dog, you have that's book that you have. In 1 month, you will be able to read this book. Then I will give you a bigger book, then a still bigger one. In time, you will be more learned than anyone else in the village. Then no one will ever be able to laugh at you. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without the slightest stammer. Understand? Now go home and come back early tomorrow morning. Take a break and come back in 5